What's poppin', and welcome back to Schlachheim. Today, Schlachheim is getting its first 4-star hotel, Novaris, complete with a gym, a bar, a sauna, a parking garage, and more. To make sure you don't miss any more videos from Schlachheim, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot. I chose the spot between the stadium and the S-Bahn station as the perfect location for such a large hotel, so guests would have an attractive place to stay. Let's get started. For a large 4-star hotel, it's only fitting to have a driveway for special guests or other occasions. Right behind that is the hotel building, which I plan out in great detail first. I start by designing the lobby right in the center, as seen from the entrance. To the left is the delivery entrance to the staff area. This means the small rooms here are changing rooms, restrooms, and showers. Right next to them is the storage room with a walk-in cooler for the restaurant, which is located directly behind it. This is partly to avoid long walks for staff through the entire hotel. On the other side, I'm planning a sort of chill area where guests can relax and work outside their rooms. One room down is the hotel bar, where you can hang out in the evening and chat. Before I continue planning, I'll move the entire shape up a bit, since the two lower corners were too close to the sidewalk for my liking. After that, I extended the 2 paths from the street below up to the building. We then moved on to planning another lobby on the other side. The purpose of this is that the main parking lot will be located on that side, as will the entrance to the underground parking garage. The stairwell will be located between the 2 lobbies. Right next to it, there will also be 2 elevators and 2 restrooms. Another important feature of a 4-star hotel is conference rooms for business or other events. To that end, I've sketched out a floor plan with the respective rooms adjacent to it. The rooms will vary in size depending on the number of people using them. There's also an exit at the end of the hallway, but it's only for emergencies. The rest of the building will house a restaurant or a sort of cafeteria for breakfast or lunch. Since the seating area will not be large enough for such a large hotel, it will be extended outward. Now I'm done with the planning. Next, we'll move on to the outdoor area at the back of the hotel. This is where the outdoor parking lot for hotel guests, visitors, and employees, which is clearly marked, is located. In addition, the path for pedestrians and cyclists runs right past the front of the hotel. This saves people from having to take that detour along the main street. Here you can immediately see why the new main path runs behind the hotel. The bike path is being completely removed, and the sidewalk now leads only to the main entrance. The rest of the area will be used for landscaping later. In addition, there were some minor improvements made to the road in front and the markings. On this side here, the bike path also needs to be shortened and extended over toward the hotel. Then I'll add some texture to the sidewalk, and the path will be finished. Now that we've spent enough time working outside the hotel, I'll start on the building itself. Before I begin constructing on a large scale, I'll first try to create a design that I can stick to. To do this, I'm aiming to create a columned facade for the ground floor and then use clean, dark gray concrete above it to create contrast. I'm using the gold color as a border so that it's also part of the logo in the design. For the glass panes, I'm using dark gray tinted ones, along with a few lights for nighttime. There's been a long-standing debate about whether or not to furnish buildings in a big city. At first, I was strongly against it, since it takes up a lot of my time and can also cause lag once you reach a certain scale. For this building, I'm going to furnish every room. For one thing, I think it looks more polished for the behind-the-build videos, and for another, it makes exploring the city more fun for me. This often leads to moments during construction where I have to remodel the building based on the furnishings or functionality, making it more realistic. Anyway, as things stand now, I'm going to furnish everything. Let's see how long that lasts. As previously planned, the bar will go in this room. There will be seating with tables by the windows. Inside, there's a raised area for bar stools right at the bar. I also built 2 large cabinets, which in reality are, of course, packed to the top. Below them are a sink, a work surface, and to top it off, 2 matching pictures. And this is what the finished bar looks like at night. Next up is the room next door. If you remember, this is where the chill area will go. Here it was important to me to have one side at a higher level than the other. To achieve this, Sofas are scattered throughout the room with small side tables. In the lower area, we've added rugs and placed beautiful plants in the empty corners to create a pleasant atmosphere. Finally, we've hung pictures on the walls and installed lights on the ceiling, and the space is complete. This is what the finished chill area looks like. Next up is the lobby by the main entrance. I'm trying to keep it relatively simple. There will be a counter where up to 2 employees can sit. The room keys will be hung behind it. There will also be seating here on the sofas and on the chairs with tables. A few rugs, plants, lights, and pictures, and the lobby is complete. This is what it looks like. Next, I'll take care of the office area. There are a total of 8 rooms, each with 2 doors and separated by large glass panels. The panels are tinted light gray and covered with privacy panels at eye level. Each room also contains a large monitor, a large table with varying numbers of chairs, and plants for decoration. In addition to the office spaces, the department also has its own restrooms. This is what the entire area looks like when it's finished. Next up is the center of the hotel. I'll start with the 2 restrooms at either end. You can walk all the way around this central area. After the restrooms comes a stairwell, which I changed a bit after the build. And next to it, as already mentioned, are the 2 elevators. So it's a very simple area, but one that's naturally used a lot. Now here's a quick tour of the lobby across the way, which is almost identical. We also have a luggage room here. That's it. Let's walk a few blocks further to continue with the staff area. The layout of this space is very clearly defined. First come the changing rooms, followed by the restrooms, and finally the showers. The rooms are all kept relatively simple. The showers have a nice floor pattern, and a few plants have been placed here and there, but that's about it. Finally, I'll put up the walls and replace almost all the glass panels with concrete. You shouldn't be able to see into the showers. Between the locker rooms and the lobby is the cargo area. This is where things like fresh food or new furniture or replacements for broken items, stuff like that, are delivered. We have a freezer room at the back against the wall with a cargo elevator right next to it. This elevator goes up to all the floors and down to the underground parking garage where the laundry room is located and continues onto the sauna. Finally, here's what the entire area looks like when it's finished. To complete the interior of the ground floor, all that's left is the kitchen and the seating area. To do this, I'm dividing the entire open space into 4 sections. On the far left is a small hallway with seating, as well as a bulletin board for meal schedules and other information. Next, you enter the large seating area. This extends outward, which we'll take care of later. Above the kitchen on the right side, there's an extra area just for washing dishes, as well as an exit to the outside. Before setting up the kitchen, I'll finish the seating area. In the back corner, there will be a self-service area for breakfast and a roller shutter to temporarily close off access to the kitchen. Then we'll add some plants and pictures, and we're done. All that's left is to put up the walls and install the lights, and then we'll move on to the outdoor area. To that end, I'm adding more seating and a tall hedge to give guests some peace and privacy. I'm also installing lamps on the pillars to create a cozy evening atmosphere. The outdoor area is still much too small, but I'll realize that later. Next up is the kitchen area. As mentioned earlier, the sink area is on the left and the kitchen is on the right. In the center of the kitchen, we have a cooking island, and across from the roller shutters are the stovetop and countertops. On the right side, we also have countertops, mostly for washing dishes, and cabinets for dishes. There are also small coolers and other details like plates and glasses. Finally, don't forget the lighting in the ceiling, and we're done with the ground floor of the Novaris Hotel. Next, let's look at the floor plan for the first floor. The 4-person rooms will be located at the top, and the 2-person rooms will be in the row below. On the left, the 4 rooms, 2 on each side, will be a sort of deluxe room. These will be slightly larger and feature a larger bathroom with a window, among other amenities. On the far right, exclusively for the first floor, there will be a gym for hotel guests. In addition, the center will house the stairwell, the 2 elevators, both restrooms, a freight elevator, small rooms for fresh linens to avoid unnecessarily long walks for staff, and a utility room. I'll start with the first 4-person room. At first, I wanted to add a balcony, but for one thing, it took up too much space, and for another, it wasn't necessary for a standard room. In addition to all the furniture, there's also a TV, a double bed with a bunk bed, and a sink. The bathroom with a shower and toilet is right by the room's entrance. This is what the finished room looks like. Of course, I just copied the room several times, and for the one over there, I just made sure it had 1 less bunk bed and 2 fewer chairs. And this is what it looks like as a double room. Here we have our first deluxe room with a larger bathroom, which means it has a bathtub, as well as a sofa, a small kitchen, and an office. Here's a look at the finished deluxe room. Next to it is a Deluxe Plus room, which simply has more windows and therefore offers a better view of the stadium, which will be featured in the next few episodes. So if you don't want to miss out on watching me build an entire stadium for Schlachheim, including all the rooms, subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Here you can see the difference between this room and the standard deluxe room. To finish off the exterior of the building, I'll add another standard room there. Finally, I'll put up the walls and add the ceiling, and it'll be done. Next, I'll continue working on the hallway area. At the end of the hallway is a room where fresh bed linens and other towels are already stored. The 2 rooms downstairs are additional storage spaces, and at the very bottom is the utility room. Once I add a roof and lighting, the hallway area will be complete. In the center, the first restroom comes first. Next are the stairwell and the 2 elevators. Then comes the second restroom, followed by the freight elevator and an additional utility room. Finally, the ceiling and lighting, and then we move on to the fitness center. Before you enter the gym, there's a reception area right at the front. Once you've arrived at the gym, you can head straight to the locker room, which is just 3 meters away. From the locker room, you can proceed to the showers. The reception area is kept relatively simple. Aside from a few plants and the Novaris logo, there isn't much else there. Finally, we'll put the ceiling back on and turn on the lights, and then we can focus on the main part. When selecting equipment, I try to ensure as wide a selection as possible in all areas. The treadmills are on the right side, right next to the window. On the left side of the window are 3 bench press machines. There are also weight racks along the wall, and between the 2 entrances are 2 vending machines for drinks and snacks. In the middle, there are 2 power racks, and a few meters further along the window, there are 3 seats for doing dumbbell lifts. Next to them is a weight bench. Next to the 2 treadmills are 3 upright bikes. In the remaining open space, there are 2 leg presses and 2 yoga mats. Add a few pictures on the walls and ceiling, and the gym would be complete. This is what the finished gym looks like. Next up is the second floor. For this, I can just copy almost the entire first floor, except for the gym. Instead of the gym, I'll just add more rooms here. As on the other side, there will be 2 Deluxe Plus rooms, but no standard deluxe rooms. Now add another 5 floors, and we've reached the suites. To that end, I'm starting by trying to incorporate the different types into the plan. 6 standard suites will be marked in green. 4 executive suites will be marked in blue. Of those, the 2 on the outer edges are again plus suites, as they offer significantly better views. The only presidential suite will be marked in large yellow. Before I start working on the suites, I'll tackle the hallway area first. A striking difference is the color of the floor and walls, as well as the work areas on both sides. These are enclosed by glass panels and equipped with seating areas, plants, and snack vending machines. In the center, just like on the other floors, I'll install the restrooms, the stairwell with its own card access system, and both passenger and freight elevators. Now I'll start with the standard suite. In the entryway, there's a kitchen with a refrigerator. Straight ahead is the bathroom, which includes a bathtub. From the kitchen, you can continue on to the living room. Here, there's a seating area with a table, a small office, and a pull-out sofa with a large TV. One room further on is the bedroom. It features a double bed, a large closet, a big TV, and a soft rug. Add a few plants for decoration and some paintings on the walls. Raise the windows, turn on the lights, and the suite is all set. Here's a look at the finished suite. This means the remaining 5 standard suites can simply be copied over. Next up is the executive suite, which features an additional room and a balcony. There are other differences as well, such as a larger sofa, a more spacious seating area, shelves with beautiful decorations, more open space, and more. Here's a quick look. The entire suite can be copied over once. At the far end of the building are the Executive Suite Plus rooms. These not only have more windows, but also a larger balcony, an extra double bed, and more space. At the other end is the Presidential Suite. It's very spacious and features 2 bathrooms, 2 balconies, one with a whirlpool, 2 bedrooms, a large kitchen, and a living room. Before I start listing everything, I'll just let you take a look inside. The roof is the final element of the building. It remains relatively simple, with some dirt and devices such as vents and more. In addition, the Novaris logo, built from blocks, is placed on each side of the wall. Next up is the renovation of the main entrance. To that end, I've expanded the parking area. In front of the entrance, I've added a canopy and installed the 2 banners with the logo right by the street. In front of that, I dug an N into the ground that glows yellow and is covered in water. On both sides, I'll add a hedge pattern to create a beautiful landscape. Finally, I'll add the street lights and the front area will be complete. Just like the front, the sides must also be landscaped and equipped with street lights. The back entrance will have the same canopy as the front entrance. It will also feature the same landscaping in front of the windows, as well as street lights. Finally, add the banners, and that's it for now. The underground parking garage will come later. As previously announced, the outdoor area on the west side is being expanded. It now also has a roof and is well lit. The remaining open spaces will be used for landscaping and bordered by streetlights. I have to make the current parking lot a little smaller to make room for the underground garage entrance. In return, the underground garage will be much larger than the parking spaces above ground. In front of the driveway itself, I need barriers at the entrance and exit. Just before that, there will be a height barrier to ensure that no vehicles get stuck on the ceiling or other parts of the garage. In addition, there is a camera positioned at the entrance and exit to check license plates. Besides, the area will be fenced in and landscaped just like the rest of the complex. Next up is the parking lot at the top. First, the hedge will be added, and second, bollards will be installed to separate it from the sidewalk. In addition, the parking lot will be significantly expanded, and the road will be given a bit more texture to show wear and tear. Also important are the 6 accessible parking spaces and the 5 parking spaces with electric charging stations. Then just the streetlights, and we're done. Next up is the underground parking garage. To even get started on it, I need to extend the stairwell downward. Only then can I efficiently plan and select the parking spaces. There's also a sidewalk, which is marked with a dashed line to separate it from the roadway. Here we are right at the entrance to the underground parking garage. This is where the first parking spaces begin, and you exit on the left after driving through the entire garage. Since the entire roadway is a one-way street, we save on unnecessary roadway width. Also, the columns really stood out to me in a negative way. I thought they were too thin and lacked design, so I painted them yellow to match the hotel and widened them. In addition, I assigned individual numbers to the parking spaces so you don't lose the overview. Above each parking space, I added a bar with a light indicator. This uses sensors to show whether the respective parking space is available or parked. Green means available, and red means taken. Since we don't have any active car movements here, I left it gray for now. On the other side of the stairwell, as you can see, the two elevators are still being installed here. In addition, a crosswalk is marked right here. A little further back is the freight elevator, which also leads directly to the entrance of the laundry room in the underground parking garage. Further back are a few parking spaces. Here we're almost at the same spot, but on the other side. Next are the last few parking spaces and the road that connects the two sides. Finally, the lights will be added, as well as the status indicators for the parking spaces. The ceilings will also feature even more intricate details designed to suggest pipes, ventilation systems, and more. The laundry room is pretty hidden away, but despite that, I'm keeping the promise I made at the beginning of the video, and everything is being set up. There are a few shelves here where the fresh laundry and such are stored. There are also some washing machines and dryers along the right-hand wall, as well as tables for folding and ironing the laundry. On the left are large laundry baskets sorted by light and dark laundry. Not visible in the foreground, there are also seating areas for the employees. Next up is the final project, the sauna. For this, we'll head down one more floor. The stairwell, the two elevators, and the freight elevator all lead all the way down to the bottom. For the floor pattern, I've decided on a sort of half-and-half design. Just like in front of the gym, there's a reception area here in front of the sauna itself. It also features a counter and some plants. The reception area is followed by a large lounge area, which serves as a connecting point to all the adjacent rooms. First come the two changing rooms on either side. These are directly connected to the showers, which also have an exit onto the large hallway. Next, there are two sauna areas on either side. These feature a wood panel design and dark stones as wall decor. Right after that are the restrooms, which are also important and shouldn't be forgotten. Finally, there's the relaxation room, which you enter after cooling off from the sauna in the hallway. It features a variety of loungers and also has that stone look finish on the walls, complete with pictures. To wrap things up, turn off the night vision and take a quick tour of the finished sauna. And with that, the hotel is finished. To be honest, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out for a first attempt. Unfortunately, I noticed a few things afterward that should be changed. The most glaring issue is the delivery entrance right next to the main entrance. That's something that should be hidden behind the building and has no place being visible to special guests. Also, the building's design is very repetitive and, for a 4-star mega hotel, pretty boring. Also, I didn't really nail the color palette, and the building, especially inside, lacks a consistent design. Furthermore, the restrooms from the second floor all the way to the top are unnecessary, as is the workspace in the suite area. That would cause unnecessary noise, and anyone with a suite would just work in their own room anyway. There are also many other small details that, in my opinion, drastically detract from the hotel. That's why the hotel will receive a complete upgrade that will fix all these issues and more. That's just part of the building process, learning from mistakes and making improvements. If you'd like to see a video or a short about the hotel's upgrade, let me know in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the latest Schlachheim news, feel free to join our Discord server and share your builds and projects there. Link in the description. Otherwise, thanks for watching and see you next time in Schlachheim.